Namaste. Welcome, dear listeners, to the iWatch channel Astro Inud Abi, Oneness in Astrology and Spirituality, bringing in awareness by Abi. If you want to find my content on literature, you can always find it on my Facebook page, Awareness by Abi. You'll find a lot of literature that are right there. Also on my Facebook, my personal Facebook, you'll find Awareness by Abi there as well. I write a lot. I've been writing literature for years. I've probably got over 1,500, 2,000 pages of literature on awareness Barbie on different aspects. And I'm going to share all that content over these podcasts. My aim is to deliver at least 1,500 pieces of work, at least 1,500 in 3 months. That's the aim. I'm very confident that I will reach there. But let's see, depending on unforeseen circumstances which may uh, move the goalpost, but that doesn't matter. I'm a very motivated person. And here, guess what? Today's question is, Abhi, how do I be positive? You're always talking about positivity. It's always easier said than done. I love this question and statement. So here you have a person that is asking me, how do I remain positive? Because to her, it's easier said than done. So she's telling me that she tries to be positive, but it's always easier said than done. And I must tell you something. It's it's always easier said than done. But as life, it must become a easier done than being said. Oh, Jai Shri Ram, Om Namah Shivaya, Jai Shri Krishna. It must be a easier done than said. Anything over a considerable period of time becomes a habit. When it becomes a habit, you feel like you're not doing anything, you're not consciously doing anything. It's always difficult when you are in the beginning. If you go to the gym, I promise you, you'll feel every ounce of weight, every kg, you'll feel it. But after a considerable period of time, the muscles are stimulated, right? They are stronger. Adding 1 kg to a set, to the new set, is not going to make much of a difference. Even if you're doing bicep curls, you might not even feel that 1 kg difference. It becomes easier done than said. So, positivity, how to become positive. Look, it's very easy to say, let's be positive. But how do you be positive? Being positive is the product. Positivity is not the ingredient towards everything. For me, based on my awareness, positivity is the product. There are things that you need to do to become positive. You got to be resilient. You got to be consistent. You got to be you got to be I'm going to say this here, right? Regardless, you got to be dedicated. If there's no dedication, there's no positivity. How can you be positive to do something if you're not dedicated to it? Therefore, you're not positive. How can you be? How can you be positive if you're at your work if you're not dedicated to doing your job? You're just doing it because you need to get paid a salary. Obviously, you're not positive in nature. You need to be doing something that you're passionate in. Otherwise, you'll find it very difficult to be positive. Let me tell you something. I had to leave very good jobs in my past. I'm talking about very good jobs in executive roles at leave manco levels, at exco levels. And most of the times I left these jobs with no jobs because I felt that I'm not going to be peaceful here. And I had my reasons. I never blamed anybody. I knew that there's something off. I need to find my own way. And eventually I found my own way. I'm not saying you to do that, but I realized the importance of being passionate about your job. And for me, passionate was opening up my own consulting firm. For you, it's something else. But you must find your passion. It's very important. Otherwise, how will you be positive? Hmm? Or remember, there's two things that motivates people. People are motivated by two things: either fear, they are the fearful of losing something, so that motivates them, or they have a desire. Fear and desire both can serve as motivation. But why should you be motivated by fear? Once you lose, once you reach a point where you have no fear, then comes the motivation. It's dropped. But then this can also be questioned. Once you become desireless, then the motivation to do what you're doing drops either. Also, now positivity is a very big word. Positivity is a consequence of being resilient, dedicated, of being passionate. It's about being grateful. When you are grateful for the things around you, you become positive as a consequence. When you are doing bhakti yoga, when you are building a relationship with your higher power, as a consequence, you are positive. Once you are close to the heater, you'll get warm. Once you're close to your higher power, you will harness the qualities of your higher power, and there's no difference from your higher power to the characteristics. Whether it's Krishna, Allah, Ram, it doesn't matter. The characteristics of your higher power is no different from resilience, dedication, all-knowing, gratefulness, gratitude. These are the qualities of your higher power. If you look at the various people that came down on this earth, they spoke of certain things, and they led their lives a certain way. They were dedicated, resilient. They were in a state of gratitude. They were vibrating on the dimension of love, not attachment but love. So these qualities will bring you to a state of positivity. That's what I'm saying. You might say something else. But I promise you, when you look at it like this here, this is where your life starts to take shape. Because for me, when I looked at it like this is how life started to shift. I call it shifting consciousness. This is where my consciousness started to shift upwards. When I say upwards, it's not actually a upward thing. It's just a shift in awareness. I started to know more, perceive more. And let me tell you this much. Once you start shifting consciousness upwards, hardly much will perturb you. And even if it does, the time frame in which you are troubled is very minimal. It's very small compared to before. So you have to be true to yourself. What am I passionate about? What am I lying to myself about? The foods that you eat. You got to be eating foods that are coming directly from the light, like the sun, like plant food. Lots and lots of plant food. Do I eat a lot of plant food? Well, I try my best to do, and I can. But there are other ways that will nullify it. Look, I'm a very open, honest person, and we all have development areas. I'm not going to sit here behind a podium and scream from the highest mountain that, we all have development areas, and this is the beauty of life. We are growing. And as a collective consciousness, if we promote each other on the things that we need to do to bring about positivity, not just speak about positivity, thrown around like confetti, not just speak about it, but how do you become positive? What are the things that you are doing? This is effectiveness. Things have to be effective. Otherwise, it's pointless. A mere mention of, oh, I need to be positive means nothing to me. But how am I going to be positive? These are the things I'm going to be doing consistently. The key word is consistently. Not today, not tomorrow, but the time in between that also. All right. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Krishna, Om Namah Shivaya, Haribol.